Last time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares, we talk about a video game.
Wait, what? Wait, how is that any kind of like horror Halloween related thing? I mean, is it like a Halloween video game or something?
No, it's Resident Evil, one of the granddaddies of the survival horror genre, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm familiar with that. Wasn't that the game that on the original PlayStation you had to turn the actual PlayStation upside down to get it to like properly load?
Yeah, that's it, man. A lot of nervous moments flipping that thing.
Yeah, I could see where that whole prospect would be absolutely terrifying.
But we do have a show to record now, okay?
Okay, fine. Let me get back into this.
Last time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares, Resident Evil. Hey, I think I nailed that one, right? You know, Resident Evil. It's like the guy, you know, who says Resident Evil at the beginning of the game. Resident Evil, yeah.
Okay, I'm really just kind of just filling space now on it. Yeah, okay.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Holla? No, anyways. The 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Never-Ending Nightmares, where the nightmares never end. Especially if you continuously watch Cheerleader Massacre. So anyways, yesterday's episode was rather fast. Well, the actual episode was long, but I had to make it really fast because of scheduling difficulties and everything like that. So, but honestly, I made a very good point, I think, in that video about my concerns with the Resident Evil remake that's coming out, really. And if you haven't watched it, which you probably haven't, you should go watch it because, you know, come on. I think I put out a good case as to what they're doing wrong and what they could do right. But anyways, let's get back into the action, into the reviews. Oh my goodness, episode 14, almost to the halfway point, and I decided to finish the trio of cheerleader horror movies with a movie that was billed more as a horror comedy, but seems to have failed at both marks. And that is the movie Satan's Cheerleaders. Now, Satan's Cheerleaders is a 70s movie through and through, from the horribly weird 70s soundtrack that's going on through it, to the outfits and the lingo and everything about this movie. But let's just talk about it really quick. So there seems to be like two halves of the movie. The first half where it's basically the cheerleaders doing a whole bunch of sexual innuendo and getting into mischief and being, you know, high school cheerleaders, even though I guess it's actually at some sort of religious college or university. However, the second half is mostly them running away from a satanic cult. Yeah, I know, kind of strange, right? So, here's the synopsis. A group of, I guess, virile, disrespectful, kind of slutty cheerleaders have drawn the attention of an evil satanic cult, and they end up getting kidnapped by this cult so that they could sacrifice them to the devil and have a black mass and, you know, whatever powers come with that kind of shit. However, one of the girls ends up getting raped by an invisible demonic force, and then she becomes demonic powered and turns the tables on the cultists. So, yeah, that's basically in the entire plot right there. I've just told you the entire movie. As a matter of fact, that's it. That's the movie. And honestly, it's an hour and a half, and it should have probably only have been an hour long, because they wasted a lot of time in the beginning with all the stupid sexual innuendo jokes and the prankiness. And honestly, this last half, when they're running from the cultists, just, I mean, it felt slow. The movie felt slow, and that's a pretty bad thing. So let's get into those scores, because honestly that's pretty much all I'm going to have to talk about with this movie. So violence and gore, 1 out of 5. The violence in this movie is pretty poorly choreographed. There's not a lot of blood. However, you know, there's at least a minimum amount, and you know, death and resurrection and death again, and it's kind of really weird how that happened. But anyways, 1 out of 5. Shock value, I'm giving it a generous 1 out of 5 just because we have invisible demonic rape. I mean, you know, that's shocking in a way. And the other fact that this, according to IMDb, this movie was rated PG. PG. Yes, it's rated PG, which I find shocking too, because there is nudity, and there's demonic rape, and sacrificing of virgins, and Satanism, and cults, and a whole shit ton of sexual innuendo, and yet they were rating this one PG. I mean, I know there wasn't PG-13, but come on, like, I would think like it'll definitely garner an R rating in this day and age. But anyways, so we go into plot. Plot is 2 out of 5. The plot itself is kind of interesting about, like, you know, young girls being chased down by like a Satan cult, you know, going to be sacrificed, and then the tables being turned on them because one of their sacrifices becomes, you know, an evil, powerful demon herself. That is an interesting concept. However, they just do a piss poor job of it. It's bad writing, bad pacing. I mean, the dialogue is god awful, and it just doesn't really do the job that it should have, especially with the topic. You know, that it would have been great, honestly, if they would have done a lot better job with the script and the writing and all that other good stuff. I mean, production, of course, you know, I mean, low budget or zero budget, I don't know. At least it looks better than freaking Cheerleader Massacre. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so now we were going to get to acting. I give it a 2 out of 5, definitely below average. There is actually a couple actors in there that I thought did a decent job, but there's this, the teacher, the head cheerleader, no, not the head cheerleader, but the adult in charge of the cheerleaders. Oh my god, her just delivery is piss poor awful. I mean, it's laughable, and actually one of those, it's so bad, it's kind of funny, but it gets kind of annoying actually toward the end, but overall, just below average. So that goes to Nudity. Nudity is 1 out of 5. Honestly, they didn't show a whole lot. It was pretty brief. I mean, you do get like a few things here and there. There's a shower scene. However, they seem to go out of their way to try to not show as much as they could have, which makes me wonder if they were trying to get that PG rating. Like the bar is... So, but hey, it's there, so that's a bonus always. So, then we get to my enjoyment factor. Oh, it's only a 2 out of 5. Honestly, it's a movie that had elements that could have made it really fun watch, but because it dragged so much, because it became boring at times, and it just fucked up the plot royally, I can only give it a 2 out of 5, and my overall impression is 2 out of 5. It's definitely a below average movie. It's not horrible, it's not utter garbage, but it's definitely one of those where, you know, you kind of question yourself why you're watching it while you're watching it. So there you go. Averages out to be a 1.6 out of 5. So yeah, it's a shame too, because, you know, it's one of those movies that really could do it, and, you know, it's 70s, it's Satan cult, it's cheerleaders, you know, it had all the elements, and it just kind of fell apart, which is kind of a shame. So there's Satan's cheerleaders, ending my little trilogy of cheerleader movies on a little bit of an up note compared to freaking Cheerleader Massacre. I should have just started with Cheerleader Massacre and worked my way up to the Majorettes, because that one was actually pretty quality, especially when you compare it to the rest of the cheerleader movies that I watched. So there you go, episode 14 in there. A little rough, I think, but you know, I am going on like 3 hours, no, not 3 hours, maybe like 5 hours of sleep and being up forever. But so there you go. And tomorrow I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm trying to stay away from more mainstream stuff because I want to kind of like get you guys to know about some of the weirder, more avant-garde, more outside of the box stuff. So that's why you don't see me doing things like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, there's a billion reviews of that stuff, even things more a little bit off like Event Horizon. I'm not going to do, because I want you guys to be like, wow, this movie actually exists. Anyways, plus there's fun to be had in some of these lesser known type of movies. So there you go. Don't know what I'm going to do for tomorrow, episode 15. Basically the halfway point. But until then, I think you guys should stay scary, Internet. What do you guys think? Stay scary? Stay scary. Okay. Yeah. Boy, I'm pretty rambly now, aren't I? Yeah. That's what that lack of sleep does to you. But anyways, out.